for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity, an open mind to ideas, and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Am I supposed to remember that all? I'm kidding. Yep. I, Lamar T. White, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of president of the chapter executive board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present you your new president, Dr. Lamar T. White.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And it is my distinct honor to serve as the president of the DC Black MBA Association for a second term, but I can't do it alone. So now I would like to take this time to introduce you to my incoming board for the 2021 to 2022 period to also take the oath of office. And I'll introduce each of them individually, and they will take their oath of office separately. So first up, we have the Vice President of Administration. Carletta S. Hurd is an innovative thinker, strategic connector, and passionate youth advocate with over 2 decades of serving the community and building strong partnerships. She has been involved with the National Black MBA Association for nearly 2 decades, first in Atlanta for almost a decade, and now in DC for the past 2 years. Carletta has served as the corresponding secretary and LLT chair, where she supported the DC chapter in exposing young people to business and entrepreneurship and bringing diverse organizations and individuals to the table, including Urban One, Chick-fil-A, and Richard Wright Public Charter School. As the incoming Vice President of Administration, Carletta looks forward to expanding the level of engagement of current partners, leveraging the geographic location for broader opportunities for members, and expanding our youth offerings. These programs are aligned with the vision of the DC chapter, and Carletta looks forward to seeing them come to fruition as the next Vice President of Administration. Her vision is that the shared leadership, active members, and solid resources the DC chapter's presence can be a national model. In addition to her work with the DC chapter, Carletta volunteers for several organizations, including board service with Science, Engineering, Mathematics Link, and Women in Film and Video. A graduate of Oglethorpe University and Georgia State University, Carletta works as a school counselor with the District of Columbia Public Schools. The American School Counselor Association named Carletta the 2016 DC School Counselor of the Year, which included a reception at the White House, hosted by then First Lady Michelle Obama. She was also honored with a Bell Award from the Oglethorpe Alumni Association. Carletta was the 2019 Mentor of the Year for the DC chapter. A native of Georgia with nearly a decade of DC living under her belt, Carletta is pursuing her doctorate in urban leadership and entrepreneurship at UDC, and in post-production for her first documentary, Clothed Minds, Black Girls in DC Schools, a documentary about the impact of dress code policies on Black girls in DC schools. Madam Hurt, I will repeat the oath in its entirety, after which I invite you to take the oath of office for your elected position of Vice President of Administration. Please raise your right hand. I, Carletta S. Hurt, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Vice President of Administration of the Chapter Executive Board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Wow, okay. I, Carletta S. Hurt, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Vice President of Administration of the Chapter Executive Board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas, and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
It was a lot to remember. Congratulations, Madam Vice President of Administration.
Thank you.
Next up, the Vice President of Development. Fran Hall is a manager in the consultant practice of Ernst & Young LLP. For the past 8 years, she has served her federal government clients with financial statement consolidation, compliance audits, and the evaluation of internal controls and business operations. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Finance from Virginia Commonwealth University and a Master of Business Administration with a concentration in Finance and Leadership from the University of Baltimore. She also is a certified defense financial manager. During the last administration, Fran served as a student outreach coordinator for the DC Black MBA chapter. In this role, she focused on building relationships with the collegiate partner schools and introducing students to the organization. Mentoring is a mirror of Fran's own life, which is why she has been connected with the College Bound Inc. program for over 10 years. She believes in helping develop students to make their college dreams become their reality. She supports this nonprofit organization in many capacities as it relates to mentoring youth and leading workshops. Fran is also an active volunteer for the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, where she works with high school students to help them activate their entrepreneurial mindset to develop a functional product or service. She is the recipient of the 2020 NFTE DC Metro Volunteer of the Year Award. Fran is also a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. In her spare time, she enjoys spending time with family and friends and trying new recipes. One of Fran's favorite quotes is, "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it." Maya Angelou. Madam Hall, I will repeat the oath in its entirety, after which I invite you to take the oath of office for your elected position of Vice President of Development. Please raise your right hand. I, Fran Hall, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Vice President of Development of the Chapter Executive Board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Okay. I, Fran Hall, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Vice President of Development of the Chapter Executive Board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Congratulations, Madam Vice President of Development. Vice President of Membership, a leader of building and maintaining relationships with more than 10 years experience in higher education, Troy's passion has always been to challenge the status quo by identifying innovative ways of serving students, graduates, and his community. Mastering the ins and outs of his students' and employers' needs, he has been able to assist his students in finding promising careers and helping organizations find great talent. Troy spent years in various roles in marketing and advertising, telecommunications, and internal auditing. Each position taught him how to evaluate each situation and to explore career options by brainstorming strategies on how to make his career transitions. His real-life circumstances allowed him the opportunity to apply his experiences to help his students with their careers and transitions. One of Troy's greatest accomplishments was leading a major 2-year nursing school with its accreditation and failing placement rates to achieve the #1 2-year nursing program in 2017 as rated by Forbes. Troy is a member of the Maryland Tech Council's Young Professional Society, which advances young professionals through professional development and networking events throughout the state. He is a member of the National Association of Colleges and Employers, HBCU Affinity Group, Career Readiness and Competencies, that develop strategic planning for the Readiness Research Project and the assimilation of competencies within HBCU curricula to cultivate positive career management and professional development outcomes among students. He's a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Troy currently works for the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy as the Associate Director of Career Development and Placement, a certified career coach, and teaches for the Awana Club for 9th to 12th graders. Troy is an HBCU graduate of St. Augustine's University and holds an MBA with a minor in project management from the Jack Welch Management Institute. Troy has dedicated his life to serving God, family, uplifting our youth, and helping others. Mr. Parker, I'll repeat the oath in its entirety, after which I invite you to take the oath of office for your elected position of Vice President of Membership. Please raise your right hand. And if we can just spotlight Troy, so we can make sure he's raising his right hand. I, Troy Parker, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Vice President of Membership of the Chapter Executive Board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022 to the very best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I'll fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
I, Troy Parker, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Vice President of Membership for the Chapter Executive Board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open-minded ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President of Membership. Our treasurer. Maima Richards has been a member of the National Black MBA Association Washington, D.C. chapter since 2017. She served the chapter as the VP of Development from 2019 to 2020, and in this role worked closely with our corporate partners in creating opportunities for the professional development of our members. Ms. Richards has taken the initiative to serve and lead on several chapter committees, including the Annual Scholarship Awards Committee, Leadership Events Committee, and COVID-19 Relief Committee. Last summer, Ms. Richards served as a core team volunteer for the 2020 National Black MBA Association Virtual Conference. In 2020, Ms. Richards also worked alongside the current chapter president and committee members in planning and executing 2 successful leadership symposiums, Let's Talk Leadership and Our Leadership Matters. Maima Richards actively served the DC and Maryland communities in several leadership roles. Last year, she was appointed as the finance chairperson of the Meridian Public Charter School in the District of Columbia. She was also appointed co-director of signature events for the NABA Metro DC chapter. In 2021, she was elected as the treasurer of the American College of Healthcare Executives Maryland chapter. She is honored to serve as the incoming treasurer for the DC Black MBA Association. Ms. Richards earned her MBA in Healthcare Management and Finance from Towson University and the University of Baltimore. She worked for the renowned Johns Hopkins Hospital as a senior research scientist, during which time she was involved in numerous projects and was a published author. Her most recent project, which resulted in a publication in the Journal of Virology, involved the development and validation of an FDA-cleared testing platform for COVID-19 in the US. This past summer, she joined the Financial Management Assurance team at GAO, where she reviewed the financial practices of various government agencies, including the IRS. Ms. Richards looks forward to working very closely with the newly elected board members and is eager to serve. Madam Richards, I will repeat the oath in its entirety, after which I invite you to take the oath of office for your elected position of treasurer. And can we spotlight Madam Richards? Please raise your right hand. I, Maima Richards, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of treasurer of the chapter executive board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I'll fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
I, Maima Richards, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the treasurer of the chapter executive board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity, an open mind to ideas, and with a commitment to help and execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Congratulations, Madam Treasurer. Hang in there with us, just 2 more to go. Next up is our correspondence secretary. Sherelle Tate is an event consultant and has served as a volunteer for the National Black MBA Association DC chapter since 2018. Included in her service, she has assisted the chapter in planning CBC events, the 2019 Scholarship Gala at the MGM, and she held the role as the co-lead coordinator for the 2020 virtual conference. Sherelle has always had a deep-rooted urge to serve her community and see individuals and associations prosper. Sherelle works full-time at Management Concepts as a facility manager of their DC location. She's also the president and CEO of Chatelaine Consulting LLC. They specialize in building brand awareness, improving customer relations, and managing all aspects of virtual and in-person events. Sherelle graduated from Towson University for undergrad. Later, she attended George Washington University and received a professional certificate in event management. Madam Tate, I will repeat the oath in its entirety, after which I invite you to take the oath of office for the elected position of Correspondence Secretary. If you can spotlight yourself and raise your right hand. I, Sherelle Tate, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Correspondence Secretary of the Chapter Executive Board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
I, Sherelle Tate, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of the corresponding secretary of the chapter executive board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to January 31, 2022. To the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability, I will fulfill my role with high integrity, an open mind to ideas, and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Congratulations, Madam Correspondence Secretary. And last but not least, the Recording Secretary. Imani Panton Blake has been a member of the National Black MBA Association DC chapter since 2018. She is a very experienced federal proposal manager with a demonstrated history of working in the public sector, government, and financial services industry. Imani graduated with a master's in business administration from Frostburg State University in 2015. Prior to that, Imani received her Bachelor of Arts in Information Technology from the Catholic University of America. She also has the Association of Proposal Management Professionals Certified Foundation certification. Imani has served in various organizational leadership roles over the past several years, including board member positions for the Professional Association of Investment Communications Resources and the National Association of Women MBAs Mid-Atlantic chapter. Imani is a chartering member of the Jack and Jill of America Incorporated National Harbor chapter and a member of Iota Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated Gamma chapter, Washington, D.C. Imani is very passionate about helping young women further their educational goals and is currently serving as a mentor with Generation Hope, a nonprofit that supports teen parent college students. Madam Panton Blake, I'll repeat the oath of office in its entirety, after which I invite you to take the oath for your elected position of Recording Secretary. Can we please spotlight Madam Panton Blake, and I'll ask her to raise her right hand. I, Imani Panton Blake, do solemnly affirm that I'll support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of Recording Secretary of the Chapter Executive Board for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I'll fulfill my role with high integrity and open mind to ideas and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively. You're on mute, Imani. No, you're still on mute. There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay. I, Imani Panson Blake, do solemnly affirm that I will support the mission of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the National Black MBA Association and uphold the bylaws of the D.C. chapter and faithfully perform the duties of the position of recording secretary of the chapter executive board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge, skill, and ability. I will fulfill my role with high integrity, an open mind to ideas, and with a commitment to help execute the national and chapter goals effectively.
Congratulations, Madam Recording Secretary. And please join me one more time in congratulating the 2021 to 2022 Executive Board of the DC Black MBA Association. Thank you all, and I look forward to working with you. Now, this time, it is my pleasure to deliver for my second and last time the President's inauguration address. Councilwoman Roxy Ndebumadu, fellow board members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to you for joining my fellow board members and I for this evening's inauguration ceremony. Last year, during the chapter elections, we all stepped up to take on the charge of serving the Black community in the DMV. And today, before each of you, we affirmed our commitment to executing the mission and vision of the DC Black MBA Association. These are probably the 4 words that you would love to hear at the beginning of any speech. I will be brief. When I took office to be the president of the DC Black MBA Association in 2019, I knew that there was a lot of work to be done. And with an outstanding board, some of whom were sworn in again today, we delivered outstanding programming to our members and the DMV community in 2019. Then, as you know, 2020 hit with the COVID-19 pandemic, and that changed the course of our association and our programming. But I can assure you that we have learned from 2020, and we will be even stronger than we've ever been before in 2021. Before I tell you about some of the exciting programming that we have coming up, I want to reaffirm to you my commitment to be at your service throughout the next 2 years. I will strive to deliver quality programming that meets the needs of our various members. And if my board and I aren't meeting your needs, we are open 100% to hearing from you and hearing how we can better serve you. We're in a time now where we see both the rise and the fall of the Black man and Black woman. We have Black people, people that look like ourselves, rising to some of the highest offices in our nation with the swearing in of Vice President Kamala Harris last week. But yet we have Blacks that are falling at the hands of brutality, such as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and countless others. And it pains me to say this, but there are just too many to mention. And that in and of itself is an issue. Nonetheless, amidst the tragedies and the triumphs, my team and I will continue to prepare Black professionals to be community leaders, justice fighters, corporate executives, and outstanding corporate citizens. Black women have always been leaders in our society. It dates back to the days of Harriet Tubman, the most famous conductor of the Underground Railroad, and transcends even today. But little credit goes to our Black women, and that is why today I'd like to declare this year the year of the African American woman. Our programming will continue to be focused on all genders and those that are gender non-conforming, but we will be placing very special emphasis on uplifting and empowering the Black women in our chapter and in our community so that they can continue taking their rightful place next to Black men, white women, and people of all races, genders, and nationalities. Our Black women will take their rightful places as equals next to every other race and gender in our society. And I'm very proud that we will be supporting our Black women in their journey, and that includes transgender women. With that, we will be kicking off our Women's Empowerment series, where we will bring together like-minded women who are leaders and those who aspire to be leaders so that they can network, share ideas, and lift each other up. And through this effort, we hope to lay the groundwork to add to the 33 female CEOs that we currently have in corporate America in 2021. There are only 33 women leaders out of the 500 companies that make up the Fortune 500 group. But we intend to prepare Black female leaders to add to that number. We hope to provide the tools to ensure that Vice President Kamala Harris will not be the first and only female vice president, but that we will see many more women, quite possibly from within our organization, rise to the highest ranks in this country. And that our women can realize that there is a support network for them in the DC Black MBA Association. Our empowerment series will culminate in October with our Women's Empowerment Symposium, where we hope to bring together women from all over the country, not just the DMV, to share in the experience and form strong, valuable networks. We're also starting our I Have a Dream speaker series for all of our members. As Black people, we all have dreams, and the DC Black MBA Association will bring you the information necessary to accomplish those dreams. The 6 themes that we will be focusing on in the I Have a Dream series are health and wellness, wealth management, retirement, travel, leisure, home ownership, and investing. We have a lot more programming that we intend to bring to you, but the last that I'll mention is our Wednesday webinar series starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll have Google Digital Coach Johnny Bailey present on how to develop and deliver compelling presentations. In February and March, we will have one of our members who works at LinkedIn talk to us about how to maximize our LinkedIn presence and profiles. In March, Women's History Month, we'll have an expert speak to us about the unfortunate but real issue of human trafficking in America, particularly among women. She will talk about how to spot the issue and how to address it once identified. We have a lot more programming, so please go to our website, www.dcblackmba.org, to learn more about our upcoming events. It is my distinct honor and privilege to be at your service, the members of the DC Black MBA Association, for the next 2 years, 2021 and 2022. Thank you for trusting me, and I look forward to working with and for all of you. And now, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I want to recognize our 2020 DC Chapter Award recipients. So each year, the DC Black MBA Association recognizes individuals and organizations that are dedicated to advancing the success of Blacks in the DMV community. We're particularly proud to have these outstanding individuals and organizations supporting our chapter as we execute our mission. So the first award is our Student Member of the Year. This is awarded to an individual that has displayed exemplary scholarly aptitude throughout his or her college career, while still dedicating time to advance equity and equality amongst minorities. Temiteo David Olambiwanu is a recent MBA graduate and past student president of the Fairfax University of America. In his young professional journey, David has worked in sectors ranging from the muddy waters of entrepreneurship, higher education, pharmaceuticals, and local government. He recently completed a data science course at George Washington University in order to gain technical skills in coding, data warehousing, and machine learning. He plans on combining these cutting-edge skills with his diverse professional experience and business acumen to achieve his long-term goal of becoming a successful business executive and global leader. As such, he aims to improve the value of education in West Africa through a nonprofit organization. David is a huge soccer enthusiast and enjoys networking. At this time, I would like to invite David for 1 minute or less to give brief remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Lemar. I'm very honored to be the recipient of this award. After what has been a very difficult year for almost everyone, I'm grateful to the National Black MBA generally for giving me this platform at which I've continued to find my strength and purpose. Specifically, I'm grateful to the intentional leadership of Dr. Lemar and Mima Richard towards my growth. I look forward to achieving more things with this organization and achieving success in the near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next up is our Academic Partner of the Year. This is awarded to an educational institution that has partnered with the DC Black MBA Association and has made the greatest gains in continuously promoting opportunities in advancing the educational careers of African American students. Grounded in the Johns Hopkins legacy of excellence and research, the Carey Business School shapes business leaders who seize opportunity, inspire change, and create lasting value for society. Carey's MBA programs, specialized MS degrees, and non-credit executive education courses prepare graduates to build for what's next in the global marketplace. I believe here to accept the award on behalf of the Carey Business School is Alex Triantis, Dean of the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. Oh, there he is. At this time, I'd like to invite Dean Triantis to deliver brief remarks.
Well, thank you so much. And on behalf of the school, it's a great honor to be recognized as Academic Partner of the Year. And I want to thank the National Black MBA Association DC chapter for this award on behalf of the entire Carey Business School community. We have enjoyed a very collaborative relationship with the National Black MBA Association in helping to find jobs for our graduates and to recruit new students to our degree programs. And this past September, I also had the pleasure of serving as honorary co-chair of the National Conference. At Carey Business School, we believe that business education can be a pathway to advancement and empowerment and to build for what's next. We share the National Black MBA Association's commitment to helping to create educational and growth opportunities for business leaders from historically underrepresented communities. Again, we greatly appreciate this recognition, and we hope to continue working together for many years to come.
Thank you very much, Dean Triantis, and congratulations. The Community Service Award. This is awarded to an organization or individual who exemplifies outstanding community service. James W. Harrington Jr. serves as a Strategic Client Engagement Director within the U.S. General Services Administration Federal Acquisition Service in Washington, D.C. He has in excess of 10 years of federal experience, including the full range of business development management, client project management, acquisition support, and coalition building. In this capacity, he has served as the GSA Client Project Manager on numerous intergovernmental projects, aid client agency mission critical requirements, and strengthen the working relationship between GSA and its respective government agency partners. His client agency partners have a combined portfolio of over $4 billion. With respect to community service, James is heavily involved in various community endeavors, including the North Carolina Central University Metro DC Alumni Chapter, National Black MBA Association DC Chapter, the African American Federal Executive Association, and the Sigma Alpha Lambda Chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, Waldorf, Maryland. He was recognized by his alma mater as a member of the North Carolina Central University 40 Under 40 alumni class of 2020 and a graduate of the 2020 inaugural cohort of the African American Federal Executive Association's Career Leadership Development Program. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration from North Carolina Central University, 2003, and also holds a Master's in Business Administration from the University of Maryland University College, 2015. He is married to Elizabeth Harrington and the father of 2 children, Neva and James III. At this time, I'd like to invite James Harrington Jr. to deliver brief remarks.
Thank you, Lamar, and thank you everyone for taking your time out of your schedule. I really appreciate and I'm humbled by accepting the Community Service Award at this time. But like I've told you before, and like I've told other people, the award is not about me. The award is about serving those who are underserved, serving those who are downtrodden, and serving those right now who are in need of a helping hand. I view myself, and you look at myself as somebody who is seen as an instrument to help others and to help those who are in a time of need, particularly in the time we're dealing with right now. So on behalf of myself and my family, I humbly accept the award, and thank you all for recognizing me this evening.
Thank you and congratulations. The Collaborative Partner of the Year. This is awarded to a community service organization that has partnered with the DC chapter on various occasions and that continuously provides professional development for the benefit of minority professionals. Since its founding by 6 visionary leaders in 1975, the National Society of Black Engineers, a nonprofit 501c3 organization, has grown to more than 32,500 members globally, blossoming into a leading force in the lives of technical professionals and students on college campuses worldwide. NSBE DC Professionals was established in 1989 and officially chartered in 1990 with 20 members led by Harold Goodridge, its first president and a current member of the chapter today. The chapter has been active in the region for nearly 30 years with a strong legacy of excellence and dedication to its members and the community. Unfortunately, NSBE couldn't be here this evening to deliver remarks, but we congratulate them. Next up, we have the MBA of the Year Award. This is one of the most prestigious awards that the chapter presents, and this evening it will be awarded to a full member of the DC chapter whose participation and leadership exemplify the basic values and mission of the association, and who is an example for other MBAs to emulate. Behavioral translator, human-centered researcher, and brand fixer, Dr. Sylvia Long-Tolbert is a clinical professor of marketing and previous program director of the MS in Marketing program at the Carey Business School at Johns Hopkins University. Her primary research interests include customer behavior, customer brand relationships, and emotional branding. She is passionate about using her applied research skills, theoretical knowledge, and marketing intuition to help clients generate nuanced insights that improve the quality and speed of business decisions and marketing performance. Applying both traditional and contemporary marketing principles, Sylvia translates data-driven insights into stories that help shape strategic decisions, customer intelligence, human-centered design and innovation, and brand management. She trains cross-functional and ad hoc teams using integrated frameworks and approaches, helping them navigate ambiguous and dynamic business conditions. Sylvia champions the customer voice, working to gather customer intelligence and deepen our understanding of internal and external customers. She's also a strong advocate of continuous discovery, experimentation, and experiential learning as keys to unlocking unmet customer needs, finding emotional drivers and outcomes in customer brand relationships, and detecting emergent social phenomena, cultural shifts, and behavioral trends. Sylvia advises professional and graduate students, managers, and leaders across a wide range of industries while providing an in-depth understanding of strategic marketing and customer user behavior. She's renowned for sharing cutting-edge knowledge, best practices, and customized research and instructional designs that boost the confidence of continuous learners who want to interpret opportunities, challenges, and the future using new tools and a different strategic lens. Sylvia holds a PhD and MBA from the Ohio State University with concentrations in marketing and social psychology. That's an MABA from the Ohio State University. She earned an MBA in marketing at George Washington University and BBA in marketing at Howard University. Sylvia is a founding member and former officer of the American Marketing Association, Diversity and Marketing and Services Marketing Special Interest Groups, and lifelong member and advisor with the National Black MBA Association. She has been principal of No More Marketing since 2010. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Sylvia Long-Tolbert to deliver brief remarks.
Thank you for having me, and I'm thrilled to have this award. I don't really like to focus on myself very much, but as a native Washingtonian, it means the world to me to get this award from this chapter at this time, because I believe in Washington and I believe in the National Black MBA. And I am a product of Southeast DC. And I like to carry that with a badge of honor, because it gives people confidence that you can go wherever you want to go if you're focused. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Over the 30 years that I participated in National Black MBA, I have been a member of 4 different chapters. And no matter where I lived, I always consider National Black MBA service as an opportunity for me to go home. And when I go home, it gives me such a sense of peace and comfort. So my message tonight is about when we come home and when we go home. It's a comfortable, fun and warm place. I have been standing on the tabletop dancing at concerts, but I can always go home. It's a place to refuel and re-energize. And it's also a time to be reaffirmed and to connect with others over shared experiences. It's nice to come home tonight to receive this award. The award embodies everything I believe about the organization. Everyone has something to contribute to the cause and to the community. My goal when I come was just to simply be the support for others who come home where they couldn't find that kind of connection and support elsewhere. To that end, I haven't given enough back to the National Black MBA because the need for emotional support is tremendous and never ending for people that look like me. But I found my space and rhythm with the National Black MBA by doing what I do best, motivating people. Because when you come home, many gifts await you. Empathy, compassion, nurturing, and reassurance. You will transcend the angst of the moments that you endure otherwise and survive long enough to go home again. So every month, every annual convention, you can go home. And that's really been my experience for me with National Black MBA. I can come home to experiences that are real and unique, that I don't always find other places. And I think it's important for me to say to people whenever I see them, no matter what the stories are that bring us together, keep going is my mantra. Just keep going. Your experiences are real, though not unique. Keep going. The mistreatment is intense. Keep going. The intent to do harm is unmistakable. Keep going. The lack of understanding or camaraderie you find even from other Black people is confusing. Keep going. Overwhelmed by office politics and worried about becoming collateral damage, keep going. The heavy-handed critiques, keep going. Barriers to mastering your craft, keep going. Feelings of inadequacy and being less than, keep going. Never-ending curiosity about your otherness, keep going. Having your light dimmed at the very time you're feeling optimistic about the future, keep going. But what you can't do when you come home, you can't bring the strife and struggle. You can't make your personal agenda more important than the organization's mission. You can't take personal ownership of our collective successes. You can't promote divisiveness and acrimony. You can't be petty, because the only way to grow this organization, build on its legacy, and be of service to others like us who have been in our shoes, who stand in the shoes that we have been in at some point in time, is to make coming home something people anticipate, that they want to contribute to and recreate for others, and make it a place that members trust, will see their humanity and treat them respectfully. That is what the National Black MBA has done for me.
Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations again on being our MBA of the year.
I carry it in my spirit and know that we are all, no matter where we are in our trajectory, we're moving forward. This is my last year teaching after 20 years of trying to reach people that look like me in business schools. I'm going back to industry. So if you know anyone that's looking for an experienced researcher with a vision about what the marketplace is looking like and how the world is changing, keep me in mind. But for now, I'm going to go back to my class because they're waiting for me on Zoom. But I thank you for the award and the acknowledgement, and it means the world to me.
Thank you again, and congratulations.
Yes, good night. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Good night. So the Distinguished Service Award. This is awarded to an institution or individual who has consistently supported the programs and efforts of the DC chapter and or the other chapters in the National Black MBA Association. Mrs. Lysandra Gray holds a Master of Business Administration with a concentration in Organizational Development from the University of New York at Buffalo. She is certified in assessing organizational effectiveness, system efficiencies, process effectiveness, business performance, risk management, and conformance to requirements within multiple industries. Mrs. Gray is a results-oriented senior sales, marketing, and business development executive with over 20 years of experience in successfully developing strategies that significantly improve sales, operations, team performance, and company profitability. She is an expert at creating and capitalizing on networks and business connections while negotiating and managing vendor relations and strategic partnerships. Mrs. Gray specializes in ensuring operational efficiencies in the care of medical practices and the efficacy and safety of patient services. Her particular areas of expertise include strategic marketing, consultative selling, competitive positioning, and profit and loss management. She has demonstrated remarkable ability to build territories, acquire new accounts, increase sales, and expand her clients' customer base. Mrs. Gray also has a unique ability to implement protocols and procedures across multiple industries. She works closely with physicians, medical staff, and patients to create a synergy between the operational functioning of the organization and the quality of patient care. She has received numerous awards and accolades for her ability to grow medical practices while tripling revenues. She is known throughout the industry as an expert in the development and marketing of professional service organizations. In the field of cosmetic medicine and plastic surgery, Mrs. Gray is among the few with the expertise and vision to guide these businesses to financial success. She's best known for her ability to successfully implement medical spa services within medical practices, plastic surgery centers, and day spas. She is a highly motivated, dynamic leader with proven ability to multitask in a competitive, fast-paced, and team-oriented environment. This knowledge has proven invaluable to her as she traveled the world, training multiple disciplines in the safety and efficacy of laser technology. Her travels throughout the US and internationally allowed her to study under surgeons and skincare experts from some of the top institutions in the world. She has trained and lectured on the safety and efficacy of laser and soft tissue interaction. As a result, she has received accolades for her efforts in opening and expanding laser centers throughout the world. She has paired her studies along with her own personal philosophy to become renowned for achieving true, positive, visible results, garnering her some of the most elite clientele in the world. Mrs. Gray is the founder and CEO of Reflections Image Center and Skincare Institute. In addition to her various accomplishments throughout her career, her greatest passion remains her commitment and dedication to service to her community. This is evidenced in her business ventures and community outreach, in which she has developed and sponsored youth literacy and development programs, serviced women outreach programs like Impact Now, Sugar Plum Project, and many others, to name a few. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Lysandra Gray to deliver brief remarks.
On it.
You're on mute. No, we're not able to hear you. Okay, while you try to figure out your volume, I believe Nesby is actually on. Giovanni Slater-Taylor, who I believe is the president of Nesby DC. Would you like to deliver your brief remarks at this time for the Collaborative Partner of the Year?
Giovanni?
Is Giovanni still on? No. Okay, we'll move on to the Entrepreneur of the Year until Lysandra is able to hopefully figure out her volume. The Entrepreneur of the Year. This is awarded to an individual who has successfully organized or managed a business undertaking and has displayed a record of success or stimulated the local economy. Alan Thompson is the owner-operator of Chick-fil-A at DC, USA, located in the Columbia Heights neighborhood of Washington, D.C. As the owner-operator, he oversees the franchise operations of one of the fastest growing retail chains in America, while leveraging his influence as a small business owner to support and elevate the local community. Alan started his professional career in the US Navy as a cryptologic warfare officer conducting intelligence operations globally. Upon transitioning from the Navy, he served as a government civilian at the US Cyber Command, managing the Joint Operations Center in its first year of establishment. Alan continued his government service at the Central Intelligence Agency, leading the development and deployment of groundbreaking technology that was applied against some of the hardest challenges for the US intelligence community. Alan holds a BS in Systems Engineering from the US Naval Academy, a MSc in Systems Engineering from Johns Hopkins University, and MBA from the University of Virginia Darden School of Business. Alan enjoys spending his free time with his wife, Cindy, and daughter, Olivia. And at this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Alan Thompson to deliver brief remarks.
Well, thank you, Dr. White. I am humbled and honored to be recognized by such an esteemed organization as the National Black MBA Association. I first want to thank my wife, Cindy, who's my partner and greatest advocate. It takes a lot of courage to overcome and fear of leaving, which is something that you know and something that you do so well, to step out on your own and start a business. But without her, I could not have mustered that courage and taken the risk that we did, and certainly not accomplished all that we've accomplished in such a short time. I also want to thank Chick-fil-A for giving me the opportunity and the platform to have the influence that I've been able to leverage within the community. I think for many of us, when we go to business school, we're asked that question: what's the purpose of business? And for me, it was always about positively influencing the life of others. And certainly in this time and age when we're battling so many challenges in our communities, whether it be COVID, whether it be justice for Black lives, whether it be many other things that we're having to encounter, I think each and every one of us have to leverage the influence that we can to uplift others as we've been uplifted ourselves. So I just want to again thank you for the opportunity and the honor. Certainly will be here to support this chapter and the National Association in any way that I possibly can. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, our Entrepreneur of the Year, Alan Thompson, and congratulations. And I believe Lysandra may have volume now. Can we try Lysandra again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, great. Okay. So I'm going to just quote Dr. Tobert, who said, keep going on. In lieu of what just took place, I'm going to keep going on. So it was great to have a motivational speaker that was beforehand so that I could continue forward. And thank you all for your patience. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much. It is truly an honor to receive the Distinguished Service Award from the National Black MBA Association. I am a lifetime member, and the National Black MBA Association has pretty much touched every stage of my life, from undergrad to graduate to a professional. It's been a strong foundation in my life. So it's only fit for me to want to roll up my sleeves and pay it forward and help others, especially those that look like me, to have the opportunities and the resources so that they can grow and develop. You know, during my tenure with the DC chapter, my goal was to add value by bringing in collaborative partners who were in search of talent that possessed the intellectual capital that our members bring to any organization, business, government, or nonprofit environment. So I've strived to accomplish and deliver on this goal throughout the DMV region. And as a leader of the Northern Virginia chapter, I offer my commitment to the DC chapter to collaborate as a one vision, one mission organization to accomplish the National Black MBA Association goals with Lamar. More importantly, as stated by our councilwoman, I will take the charge, as this is the year of the woman, of the Black woman, and I will work tirelessly to continue to set us apart. Thank you.
Thank you, our Northern Virginia chapter president, Mrs. Lysandra Gray, our Distinguished Service Award recipient. Next up is our Member of the Year award, and this is awarded to an individual who has gone above and beyond to support the mission, the programming, and the members of the chapter. Since her biography was read earlier, I won't read it again. However, I would like to invite Mrs. Maima Richards to deliver brief remarks.
Thank you, Lamar, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely honored to be receiving the award as the 2020 Member of the Year, presented by the DC chapter of the National Black MBA Association. I would be remiss if I did not take a moment of silence in remembrance of those 400,000 plus persons who lost their lives to a deadly pandemic in 2020. 2020 changed how we define heroes. I grew up idolizing Wonder Woman even before she became a blockbuster hit. A hero for me now is that nurse who held the hands of her dying patients when family members were not allowed in the COVID unit. A hero is that UPS driver who got up every day and delivered packages to customers. A hero is that person who picked up an extra roll of paper towels to share with their elderly neighbor. But let's make no mistake, a hero is that young person who went out and peacefully demonstrated for social justice in the Black Lives Matter movement. These young people stood in long lines in December to exercise their right to vote. I express my sincere thanks and appreciation to the DC chapter for this award. It is an honor to be affiliated with this organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maima. Next is and congratulations, Maima. This is her second year receiving an award. In 2019, she was our MBA of the Year, so congratulations. The President's Award. This is awarded to chapter members who the President deems has made a significant contribution to the charter and mission of the chapter and supports the chapter through their efforts. The first President's Award is presented to Miss Sherelle Tate. Since her biography was read earlier, I won't read it again. However, I'd like to invite Miss Tate to deliver brief remarks.
Thank you for this incredible award. Dr. Lamar White, I really appreciate you and the DC chapter for recognizing my efforts in these past few years. Lamar, by trusting me, you've truly aided my growth professionally, and I am forever thankful. I would like to thank God, the DC team, and my family, specifically my father, Dwight Tate, for opening the invitation for me to volunteer with the DC Black MBA Association. He received an email about the chapter needing volunteers, and within a week, I was on the phone with Lamar. At the time, Lamar was the VP for the DC chapter. I would also like to thank my sisters, Cecily and Courtney, for helping me when volunteering for the events. Whenever there was a need for additional volunteers, they were excited to sign up and help, and that really meant a lot. Last but not least, I would like to thank my mother, Sharon Baldwin, for installing the importance of community service and female leadership. In 2019, when I assisted in the planning of the scholarship gala, I never did I imagine that I would be considered for this award. With this being the year of the Black woman, I think it's only right to quote our wonderful Vice President, Kamala Harris, when saying, "What I want young women and girls to know is, you are powerful and your voice matters. You're going to walk into many rooms in your life and career where you may be the only one who looks like you, or who has had the experiences you've had. But remember that when you are in those rooms, you are not alone. We are all in that room with you, applauding you on, cheering your voice, and just so proud of you. So you use that voice and be strong. Thank you and have a wonderful evening."
Thank you very much, Sherelle Tate, and congratulations on the President's Award. The second President's Award is being presented to one of our longest and biggest supporters, Mrs. Merle Perkins Chavez. Merle Perkins Chavez is Vice President, Workforce Engagement and Global Diversity, Equity, plus Inclusion for Marriott International. She is responsible for establishing the strategic direction, development, implementation, and management of global diversity, equity, and inclusion, work-life initiatives, engagement, and workplace programs. She utilizes her expertise to create a diverse and inclusive environment, broaden perspectives and thoughts, provide programs and solutions that maximize cultural integration, belonging, and drives associate engagement in support of the company's business strategy. Merle has over 25 years experience in human resources with expertise in talent acquisition, leadership development, global diversity, equity, inclusion, and EEOAA. She holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from Towson State University and a master's degree in personnel management and industrial relations from the American University. She is a member of the Society of Human Resource Management, National Black MBA Association, and serves on the National Hispanic Corporate Council Board of Directors. In 2007, she was presented with the first ever Dave N. Sampson Diversity Award for demonstrating diversity excellence. In 2009, she was selected as Working Mother of the Year by Working Mother magazine, and in 2012, Uptown Professional magazine selected her as one of the top 100 executives in America. In 2017, she was awarded the Corporate Trailblazer Award for Diversity and Inclusion from the DC chapter of the National Black MBA Association. At this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Merle Perkins Chavez to deliver brief remarks.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I mean, it is so delightful, and I am extremely honored to receive the President's Award from the DC chapter of the National Black MBA. This recognition is so meaningful because, one, I'm just proud to be a part of the organization and the vision that it has shown over the years and its sense of accomplishment. It makes me proud. It makes my organization, Marriott International, proud to be a strong strategic partner. And Lamar's right. It has been a long time and very rewarding for everyone that has actively, been engaged. But I think the biggest piece is that one of the values of the National Black MBA is the exceptional programs that it provides for organizations to acquire, develop talent, offer economic empowerment for others, which is very critical. And I think in today's world, which is truly an unprecedented time, there are unprecedented efforts that need to be done to continue to push forward around equity, inclusion, and diversity. And I feel very confident that the vision of the National Black MBA Association will move forward in terms of executing exceptional programs and initiatives that will enable companies as well as its members to drive inclusion, equity, and justice. And congratulations to all of the new members, board members, as well as recipients of the awards that were presented tonight. You are very inspiring for others. And one of my favorite groups is the Leaders of Tomorrow. But again, that's our future, and that's important to us. So thank you again for this recognition.
Thank you, Merle, and congratulations on the 2020 President's Award.
Thank you.
Our final awards for the evening, the Legacy Award, also known as the Lifetime Award. And this is awarded to a chapter member or members who have demonstrated significant contributions to the charter and the mission of the chapter. And this evening, we have the distinct honor of presenting this award to two of our award-winning distinguished past presidents of the DC chapter. First up, Candace Charles is a proven and results-oriented leader that has contributed to initiatives and programs that recruit, retain, and develop thousands of diverse employees for Fortune 500 companies and federal agencies. She brings business operations experience from the private and public sectors with over 20 years of professional experience, encompassing roles in program management, talent management, organizational development, process improvement, and nonprofit executive management. She has a combination of over 16 years in contractor and government experience, specifically supporting the Department of Defense and Naval Sea Systems Command. Prior to becoming the Director of Corporate Operations for the Program Executive Office for Aircraft Carriers for the US Navy, Candace served as the Human Capital Lead for the PEO of Integrated Warfare Systems. In addition to managing the full life cycle and execution of human capital initiatives, she has held a myriad of roles and responsibilities, including workforce planning, manpower, controls management, personnel and staffing metrics, the Naval Acquisition Development Program, and Pathways Internship Program for the PEO. Throughout her career, she is known for being a champion of diversity and inclusion for individuals with disabilities, veterans, women, and minorities. Candace earned her BS in psychology from Howard University and holds an MBA with a specialization in human resources management. She is a member of the Society of Human Resources Management and is certified by the Myers-Briggs Foundation as a Myers-Briggs type indicator personality assessment practitioner. She's also a lifetime member of Blacks in Government and a lifetime member of the National Black MBA Association, Incorporated. As an active member of MBAA, she has previously served in several executive board positions, including VP of Membership and President of the Washington, D.C. chapter. She's a former Leaders of Tomorrow mentor and was recognized by the organization as MBA of the Year in 2011. Candace also previously served as a VP of Membership for the Howard University Alumni Club of Northern Virginia, where she resides. Candace, I now invite you to deliver brief remarks.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening, family. I am so thankful for the opportunity to be acknowledged and recognized. Thank you, Lamar. I'll make it brief, but there are two quotes that I want to share with you guys from the great Oprah Winfrey. First one is, you have no idea what your legacy is. Your legacy is every life you've touched. Your legacy is every person you've met whose influence is felt by you. I felt that quote was very important because over 10 years plus of being affiliated with the National Black MBA Association, I've gained meaningful friendships. I've learned so much, leveraged so much knowledge. Although I spent the time volunteering, there was more that was poured into me and my life. The second quote, surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. The mission of this association is to build economic and intellectual wealth amongst our community. And by being an active member of this organization, we create opportunities to lift each other higher. So I encourage everyone to join and be active, serve if you can, share your knowledge amongst your peers within the organization, sign up to be a volunteer or a mentor for our LOT program. And I will close out by saying it was great to be recognized amongst some great Black female leaders. And we should all continue to lift each other as we climb. Thank you.
Thank you, past President Candace, and congratulations on being our Legacy Award winner, one of our Legacy Award winners for 2020. And last but not least, Mr. Oscar Martis, W. Martis, dedicated over 30 years of service to the federal government. He previously served as a senior analyst with the Defense Capabilities and Management Team at the U.S. Government Accountability Office. He also worked in the acquisition and sourcing management and the physical infrastructure teams at GAO. While serving with these teams, he was instrumental in making audit and writing contributions toward producing about 30 GAO reports and congressional testimonies that serve the American people. Prior to GAO, Mr. Martis was the managing consultant of Martis and Taylor Consulting and vice president, chief operating officer at Solar Music Group. Additionally, he served on active duty for 15 years in the U.S. Air Force as a transportation traffic management specialist, receiving several honors and awards, as well as various military decorations, which include 2 Air Force Commendation Medals and an Air Force Achievement Medal. He served as a member of the Strategic Air Command Inspector General Team, leading traffic management inspections. While on active duty, he was stationed in Japan, Guam, Alabama, Texas, Illinois, California, and Nebraska, earning the rank of Technical Sergeant during his active duty service time. In August 2016, Mr. Martis retired from GAO after combining his active duty and civil service years to complete his service to America. Mr. Martis is also a past president of the National Black MBA Association, Inc., Washington, D.C. chapter, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that leads in the creation of educational opportunities and economic growth for its members. As president of the National Black MBA Association D.C. chapter, one of the largest chapters in the country, he was responsible for developing relationships with corporations, government entities, and other nonprofit organizations in order to further the vision of the association. He served 2 consecutive 2-year terms as president of the Washington, D.C. chapter, as well as serving as vice president of administration and recording secretary during his early years with the chapter. Because of his dedication and leadership that exemplify the basic values and mission of the association, he received the President's Award and the MBA of the Year Award. He has been instrumental in ensuring that corporate, government, and individual partnerships and sponsorships have been secured to ensure that the programming and initiatives of the chapter were accomplished. He currently serves as a life learning advisor and mentor to students participating in our Leaders of Tomorrow program, as well as graduate MBA students seeking career opportunities. He's also an active member of the National Society of Black Engineers, Washington, D.C. chapter, where he served as chair of the Professional Development Committee. He also served as historian for the GAO U.S. Army Corps of Engineers chapter of Blacks in Government, and currently serves as president of the Friends of the Oxon Hill Library. He's very active in the community service and is a former board member of the Essential Theater in Washington, D.C., and he has served as historian for the Disabled American Veterans General Melvin J. Mass Memorial Chapter 17 in Camp Springs, Maryland, and currently serves as commander of the chapter. He has been a life member of the DAV since 1995. Mr. Martis is a graduate of the U.S. Naval War College, Newport, Rhode Island, where he received a diploma from the College of Naval Command and Staff in June 2008 upon completion of 3 one-year executive level seminars in the areas of strategy and policy, national security decision-making, and joint maritime operations. Additional graduate coursework was completed towards the Master of Arts in National Security and Strategic Studies degree with a concentration in insurgency and terrorism. In 2000, he earned a Master of Public Administration degree from Governors State University, University Park, Illinois, and in 1995, a Bachelor of Science degree from in Electronic Systems Technologies with a specialization in electronics management from Southern Illinois University at Carbondale. And at this time, last but not least, I'd like to present past President Oscar Martis to give brief remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Lamar. Can everyone hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. Well, I thank you for this award, and I appreciate everything that the National Black MBA Association does. I started with the National Black MBA back in Chicago in 1998 when I was in graduate school. And I started my service here in 2001. I think I was 2 weeks in the area before 9/11 occurred. And so, you know, started with the chapter and jumped right in to help support the chapter and do the things they do. I think it's incumbent upon everyone who has a graduate degree, whether it's in business, science, technology, engineering, and all the other disciplines, to think about, you know, becoming a part of this organization and to make contributions to their community. I really appreciate working with Mario Perkins Chavins from Marriott during my years there, as well as Candace. And I didn't get a chance to work with Lamar as much because I served I think it was 2006 to 2010 as president, but I've made a commitment since I'm a life member of the organization to give a lifetime back to the organization by helping not only the DC chapter and giving advice to the Northern Virginia chapter, but to chapter presidents around the country whenever they need help or support. So I thank you all for this award, and I appreciate the lifetime that I've done with you all, and I will continue to help and support the Black MBA DC chapter whenever I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. And again, congratulations to our Legacy Lifetime Award winners who have dedicated a long time of service to the association. Oscar and Candace, both past presidents and award winners as presidents as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a long evening. This concludes our program for the evening. Congratulations to our new members, our new board members, I should say. Congratulations to our 2020 award recipients. Thanks to our distinguished guests and speakers this evening. And thanks to all of you for attending. Once again, I also wish to thank our sponsors, most notably Marriott International, the Central Intelligence Agency, Google LLC, and our most recent sponsor, Raymond James. Thank you very much for your support of our association, and do have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining.